magic in the universe. You can bet on it. I have, and I've lost my ass.
Sure, Doctor, you bring relief. You engineer relief.
Sometimes I'm just the middleman.
That's what we all want to believe, isn't it? And nothing begins or ends with us. Life is too short. Just let it tell you. You have another obligation, you know.
What is that?
You create hope.
Well, that's what I want to do. I want to switch it all over to the Boston-Tampa Bay game. Of course I'm good for it. That's why you take my bets. Sorry about that. No one wants to hear me talking loudly about skin disorders as they select an entree. Let's talk about you. I imagine the divorce was devastating. No, I've never married. Now, who knows, really? Every day I see people suffering simply because they've had some unfortunate luck. Rubbed up against a fungus or someone carrying something. Perhaps they'll inherit a genetic weakness which they'll pass along to a child. To me, every day is a reminder of what a dangerous, imperfect, and simultaneously stupid world we live in. I think I'm a very positive person. No, I didn't say having children is stupid, but every time we get on an airplane now, we're examined for guns and bombs. It becomes more challenging to bring children into the world, don't you think? Please don't cry. Oh, he didn't want to have children either. Well, not all men are every man. Look, I'm sorry if I upset you, but you're being unfair. Because I'm a doctor. I create hope. Oh, come on. The veal.
Now you call. I've been thinking of you too, but in ways you can't imagine. Oh, for example, in one of my dreams, there's an accident at a sawmill, and you're caught now. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I say accident? I meant incident.
Yes, of course I'm avoiding her. No, don't put her. Mrs. Whitman, I was just about to call you. I'm sorry, repeat that? All of it? All of it is gone? No, that's not surprise in my voice, that's joy. Tell me again, describe the site exactly.
You keep changing it. A moment ago you said she left you. Now you say she left the city. Those are two very different things, Garth. Because in one, you're alone in life. companionship abandoned by the women you've betrayed. And the other, you're calling your girl because your wife is out of town. Do you see the distinction? I could draw you a picture, but there'd be a sawmill in that picture.
Well, let's back off the amount. I don't want you to have a reaction. So remember, just the once at night before bed, okay? Mrs. Whitman promised me just the once.
I had a physical reaction to our split, Garth. Something happened to me. It's as if all of the contempt that you pumped into my loins came blossoming out on my skin, and I wanted to destroy it. So I went looking for a torch, and one thing always brings out another. That's why there's such a thing as responsibility. Do you ever feel that? Do you ever feel the weight of responsibility?
Yes, this is what we wanted. You're right. Fine, I'll get you back to Sharon. Just hold on. Sharon, of course she told me. I want to see this myself. Get her in here this week. Now you don't even knock.
What? Your girl was on the phone. I mean, she made a gesture. I took her to me and go right on in. The ointment?
You tell me. You remember the placebo? 47, stress-related eczema on the inside of both upper thighs?
The husband's laying off, so to speak.
The husband's an unbearable prick.
Give me his number. I'll call him instead of a tea time.
One of her children has learning disabilities. She pretends she's homeschooling that one. The other's in and out of juvenile facilities all day, probably acting out because of all the attention the handicapped kids get.
It's coming. Right? And you can't explain it.
It's impossible that she's actually reduced the amount of stress in her life. I've seen this scenario 100 times. Stress brings on an outbreak. The outbreak causes more stress. It's a perfect circle.
Is she the only one you prescribed?
And then I'm reading the stock numbers this morning. Omar Rubicon.
Yeah, somebody has a big goddamn mouth.
What's happening? Should I sell?
No, don't worry. What, we went down a few bucks a share since breakfast, so what?
There's information.
Come on! This is pharmaceuticals. Somebody coughs, there's a Senate subcommittee.
What is the information?
I'm not a doctor. Right? So really, I can't know anything.
Don't tap dance! Not in my office!
While you're pounding the desk with your heart on, why not clean your own ass? You could use my canceled check. Look, Tommy, we go back, right? So I'm here to help. Now, is Whitman the only one you prescribed?
You want me to help you clean it up. Is that what you want?
What do I want? I would like you to quit talking down to me, you schmuck. I'd like those huge ball busters back in Maryland to bend over and kiss my ass for getting their products into the American bloodstream. Nobody has any respect for how delicate this all is. The public wants the miracle. The medical empire wants to administer the miracle. The stock market wants the action on the miracle. All we need is the miracle! One that doesn't leave the forest in ashes when we're through. One that doesn't wind up with some terrible epilogue. And years of testimony. And do you know what this did to my child? That's what I want, Tommy. I mean, yeah. I would love my father to see my house and my car and my closet full of suits and throw his arms around me and say, my son. My son. But he's dead. So, for now, I would just settle for a simple, goddamn answer, please. Is Whitman the only one?
What is the information?
Is Whitman the only one?
Female. Early 40s. And in her back, the impacted area was a swamp. A creeping sponge of infection.
You needed a miracle.